pleasure of sitting in the lap of my great-grandfather, playing under my great-grandmother's walking frame, and obviously stealing as many biscuits as my thieving little hands. Wow. I chatted to them gleefully as much as possible, whenever possible. In fact, I would strike up random conversation with any elderly people that had the time for it. I believe this early exposure to the older generations gives me a unique position to analyse how the digital generation gap affects the ability of the elderly to interact with us in this modern world. To put the technological advancements into perspective, in my great-grandmother's lifetime, she went from horse-drawn carriages to transatlantic aeroplane flights. In my grandmother's lifetime, she has gone from black and white television, sorry grandma, to the internet, a monumental jump for the human species. It doesn't take a great amount of empathy to understand why the majority of our grandparents are confused by video calling or WhatsApp messaging. But unfortunately, it does take a great amount of empathy to navigate this. I know it's incredibly frustrating, but we all must try. Whether it means taking 5 minutes to explain to them how they turn their camera around, sorry again grandma, or making the first move and calling them, thereby saving them the confusion. There are actions we can take to bridge the gap in this increasingly virtual and complicated world. I can certainly speak for myself when I say that you will miss them when they're gone, and in the end, a little bit of effort here and there makes all the difference. Thank you very much.
You over there, young man! Why are you on your phone in this auditorium? Did you know that it's why your eyesight is horrible and phones will give you chemicals that will cause cancer and you will live a horrible and miserable life? That was a slightly exaggerated demonstration of my mom whenever she sees me on my phone. So I'm sure most of the students here have had the thought once or twice, or a lot of times, or maybe every day, or right now, why do our parents hate our phones so much? And I'm sure that parents, you have all had the thought, why are our kids so addicted to these shining, glowing little squares of metals? Well, it is understandable because the parents might hate phones because children nowadays make no eye contact with them or never speaks with them, and they're looking down 80% of the time that they are having a conversation. Therefore, the disconnection and concern for their children over their well-being raises in the parents. And children, the reason why they might be on their phones so much may be because they feel unseen by adults or people in their surroundings. And maybe being anonymous on the internet provides them a sense of security for self-expression. And comfort often leads to fixation. It is all a big misunderstanding between the generations. And that's where the communication comes in. But how? Well, I myself am horrible at explaining things to my mom, and I myself do not know how to solve this misunderstanding issue. However, we should remember that our parents used to be teenagers too, and they also probably felt the same way that we did to our parents, just in different environments and different contexts. Growing means realizing our own thoughts. So, how do you not argue with your parents? The answer is slightly simple. It's to just avoid the topic. Children, just get off your phone and do something else when your parents are around, and parents, try not to mention the fact that their children are on their phone half of the time. It is impossible to overcome differing principles and perspectives, as no one understands themselves more than themselves. But it is possible to find a way to coexist peacefully and to understand and listen to the people around you. Thank you for listening.
Ling, how do I like a friend's post on Facebook? Hey Ling, why does this plastic surgery ad keep coming up on my page? Ling, why does this say I'm gonna have 8 children in 2025? I'm 70 years old. I don't know, Grandma. You see, the problem with technology nowadays is that every app wants to make their app look aesthetic and pleasing to the eye, that they make all these icons and features so small and hidden somewhere in the settings, right? This makes the apps and the using of technology incredibly inaccessible, not only to the elderly and the adult, but even to teenagers like us, the ones who are supposed to be excellent in the art of using technology. And so it is incredibly hard for us to communicate across generations digitally because it seems that the only way to function online nowadays is just to be quick to adapt to change and be updated with the news. So how exactly can we navigate the gap between generations online, you may ask? Well, it is hard for me to say, but I know for a fact that it definitely starts from you. If you want changes, then there are no one other than yourself who can carry out the actions needed. In this case, help the people needed, help the people you want to communicate it, because that is the main solution to this problem. For example, if your grandparents ask you, patiently teach and instruct them how to do things that they don't know. For example, how to use social media, how to search things online, or how to go to YouTube to watch their favorite shows. Be kind and patient. Remember to be kind and patient when instructing the people that need help. Be kind when they ask for your help, because if you really think about it, they're just trying to connect with everyone around them, which includes you. Isn't that sweet? But also, be patient when they do not understand. Learning things can take a lot of time, and not everyone can understand what you're saying immediately. Even furthermore, with the confusing features of social media and technology, it is hard for people to learn things at an instant. The digital age certainly brings a lot of convenience alongside challenges for everyone. We don't have much say in how the situation should be or how development should slow down. So the best thing we can do is just to adapt to the changes, try our best, and we can help everyone around us connect together. Thank you.
Does anyone here wants to be a superhero? Me too! Well, not every superhero wears a cape, and you can make a change in the world by participating in activism. Fun fact that you probably already know is that there is a form of activism called online activism. And like two sides of a coin, online activism has its pros and cons. But what are they? Well, you're about to find out. We all like charity, but sometimes we don't have time to go to an event of some organization. And that's where online activism comes in, where you can just go on the website of the organization and donate money through the network of banks. The main advantage of online activism is that it's online. Most people here use smartphones, right? Now, if you just went on Google and searched up, let's say, campaigns to solve global warming, there'll be tons, right? Because it's online, you can look for it and find out about it so much easier than trying to look for a flyer. And because it is online, it has limitations. For example, campaigns that are trying to reduce plastic waste in the ocean or trying to plant trees won't be as effective as if it is online. Why? Because these are the changes that you have to do physically to be able to achieve, not just sitting there scrolling through your phone mindlessly and hoping for a change. Have you ever heard of scams? On some online websites can be scams saying that they'll make a change in the world, but in fact they won't, and they'll just steal your money. Well, online activism is generally a good thing with some challenges, and whether if you participate in online activism or not, it's up to you. Just be careful to look out for scams, and you can be a superhero in making the world a better place. Thank you for listening.
Activism, the will to change the world. This might sound familiar to you, but have you ever heard of online activism? But this might sound new to you. And with new opportunity comes new challenges beyond your grasp. And today, I would like to speak up about my opinion when it comes to the challenges and opportunities that go along with online activism. So let's start with the challenges. When it comes to online activism, it's hard to get support from your supporters as online activism does not provide a stadium, seating, a stage, which are the things that are usually needed for an activism speech in person. And while having an online activism speech, there could be problems with the camera, the audio, the lighting, overall technical issues, which also hugely affect a speech. But to make up for this are the opportunities that come along with online activism. This includes introduce the big opportunities for people who don't have the chance to meet up in person to speak for their beliefs or opportunities. Opportunities don't just come for activists, but their supporters as well. This is because normal citizens who want to support the idols who are brave enough to speak up for their beliefs will be able to watch an activism speech online without having to actually be present on site. Another opportunity for activists when it comes to online activism is that it will make a huge opportunity for activists who are quite young and wanting to pursue their dreams to share their thoughts and beliefs without getting judged for how young they look. And we would never know someone this young could make a huge impact towards the society if we never gave them the chance. Finally, the biggest opportunity of online activism and when it comes in most handy was when the world was facing COVID-19 pandemic. This is because they were still able to have activism speeches happening even though everyone was locked inside. By now, you should probably have noticed that although online activism comes with challenges, all the opportunities given makes it worthwhile. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kelly from Year 7 JS. As the last speaker of today's Soundbites, I would like to show you the challenges and opportunities of online activism. When I was little, I often see people carrying signs saying plant more trees or anything like that on TV. After that, I always thought about the text on the sign, about our planet. As you see, unlike activism's pros online, is the message can come to a lot of people. If you do it in real life, there will be way less people receiving your message, knowing about you. Being online can be more effective. When you see people like that in real life, you will hardly feel interested. But when you are online, you will feel like you have more time to listen to them. Moving on to the cons. Speeches like that online can be effective. It can also bring consequences. Any post online can receive negative comments. These small comments can impact the person's mind. If they want to plant more trees, one comment saying things against the opinion, though this may seem normal to you, a person who would do anything to save the earth can think about it in a different way. In conclusion, I don't say that activism online is good or bad. It is decided rather bad or good when you start doing it. Thank you.